Oh, special edition win. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Well.
Da-na-na-na.
That was something else, wasn't it? Dun, 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 dun. Exciting. Very exciting.
What does that mean next to your
Like-
guys thing?
Don't know.
Tell you later.
My thing still says off air in the corner.
It says what?
Oh,
It says off air. I've got it off air.
Rick's unhidden.
It happened
but he's
before.
Still muted.
Yeah, Rick's
You have to
hidden. I'm
unmute
off air.
yourself, Rick.
Rick just needs to unmute himself. That's it.
That's it.
I couldn't. John had done something to me.
I hid you. I hid you. I hid you.
Right. So, bear with me. Just do a bit of this.
That was my bear impression.
Welcome, everybody, to the Ideal Home Show, episode 126. I'm multitasking. On tonight's show, we have lots of stuff. Lots of people. The people mainly are... Oh, that's not right. Oh, yeah, it might be. I don't know. Okay, so welcome to the Ideal Home Show, episode 126. My name is Richard. With me, I also have James, John, and Rick. Bradley can't be with us tonight. We'll talk about that in a bit. And on tonight's show, we will be squonking. We'll be talking about squonking as well. We will be doing Travava, things that remind us of Travava as well.
Yeah.
And we will be doing Hall of Fame and a very special troll of the week, as well as covering the world's vaping news in depth.
Nobody told me in depth that. I've skirted across everything. I know in depth.
We'll see what those pesky reviewers have designed this week. Okay, so let's crack on. John, I'll go to you first. You can explain Brad's peril and the reason.
Well, I kind of posted up on the YouTube video today. Brad is a YouTube video on Facebook. Brad is currently in a deportation center, waiting to find out his fate. Really, he was arrested for they call it upskirting on the underground, and when they found out he was South African, straight into the asylum centre or whatever it's called, detention centre, and we're going to see how that one pans out.
When it gets worse, actually, because when they went back to his house, they found in his back garden several sheep, and those sheep had blood diamonds stitched into their hides.
Oh. That
I'm
old chestnut.
I'm not surprised, not shocked at all.
No,
He's a bad man, isn't he? He's such a bad man.
It was. Yeah. I knew because Naomi Campbell being at Vape Jam last week, I sort of threw it off. So, kind of that's what first kind of drew it. I thought blood diamonds.
So that's where John is. I mean, that's where Brad is.
So am I going into the rest of it?
We'll just have to play it week by week on this one, really. I mean, they do have the internet in South Africa, so
it's only just though. When he was last over there, it was so weak, and he had to wind that thing up and stuff. I'm not sure we can. And do we even want him back? To be honest with you, is that?
We'll have a vote. That's the only democratic way.
Yeah, we'll put a poll up on the group.
Yeah, blood diamonds and upskirting. We'll find out how that fares.
I'm not too worried about the upskirting.
Somebody's going to do it, I suppose.
Yeah.
Otherwise, how will we get the upskirt pictures?
Yeah. And women would wear trousers if they were bothered.
They could, couldn't they?
Well, no, I was just joking.
Some do.
Just for
John,
that reason.
John, how was your week been?
Yes.
What did you have for lunch? What are you vaping? What are you drinking? And what are your memories of the first time you tried Chinese food?
Oh, that's quite good. Yeah, nice. I like it. We've been knackering. I know I say that all the time, but this week, fucking hell. Because of Vape Jam, it just felt like the never-ending vape week. So it feels like I've been at work for sort of 12 days. Well, it'll be 12 days tomorrow. So, yeah, it's knackered. I know it wasn't working the weekend, but there's lots of bits and bobs we got to do. And, yeah, so I'm shattered. What I have for lunch is amazing. It's so trampy that I'm quite proud of how disgusting it is. Right, so I had this is the say trampy. I mean smackhead. I had so I had ciabatta.
Nice distinction. Can I just say nice distinction?
Yeah, but homeless doesn't mean you got no taste, does it? I meant smackhead. I had this is the non-smackhead bit. I had a cheese and onion ciabatta, like it was baked, baked with a cheese and onion on it. And then I got really bored looking, so I had it. This is disgusting. I had a can of beans and sausages, cold out of the tin with a fork. That's what I had.
I think that's more cowboy than homeless, but
that's a night fishing dinner, that is, isn't it?
Unexpected.
It reminded me of being an army cadet and like just when you were like, can I be asked to kind of get a campfire going, or I'm just eating shit cold. I'm gonna eat it cold. It's fine.
You ate the beans cold?
Yeah, beans. Yeah, with the sausages in them.
You can eat beans cold. I like cold beans.
I think we've moved on from those days, haven't we?
No.
I know. That's why I said it was like a smackhead lunch. It was terrible.
Did cowboys wear the same jeans for months?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Probably, yeah.
Like me.
Probably smell from all the farting and the beans, I reckon, after a while.
Probably. What else was it? Oh, I'm waiting for chat to catch up with what disgusting. Oh, I did. Paul Iverson's go with cold beans and sausages for the win. Good man. Good man. I've met him. He's cool. Oh, what am I vaping on? I'm vaping on. Do you know? I was trying to find out what this was called. I've already forgotten. Oh, I'm going to talk about this later. It is the Grim Green edition of the Me Pod. Have it? Me Pod.
Nice.
Yeah. My Pod. M-I Pod. Huh? Such
a fanboy, aren't you?
Oh, yeah. Well, there's going to be a little review of this later in the news.
Nice.
For the moment, it's got Dem 2 in it.
They were certainly the talk of the event, weren't they? Everyone was certainly lanyarding their pod.
Do you know what? I put that lanyard on for a joke, and I walked home from work the other day. I put it on as a joke with Laura at work. So I look at what some people wear, and then halfway home, I realised I was still wearing it.
It's a thing.
It's really not. Really felt tragic. Felt like it should have a Jim will fix it badge at the bottom of it. Next up, I've got a mystery liquid, which I'm still not going to give away. In the Goon, Goon on top of Dacre Switch Vet. The mystery liquid, Craig, I picked this mod up on Saturday morning, thinking, oh, that one's still got loads of liquid in it at Jam. Looked at the bottom, it was empty, and I thought, oh, fuck, it's been leaking. And I met Craig for breakfast, and I said because Craig was had it next to him the night before, and I said, you didn't see if there was a pool of liquid or anything under that, but I vaped it. So I went, what? He went, I just vaped a lot of it. Sorry, mate, you were looking the other way. So that's why that one. And that was the review. Right? It's lovely. And last but by no means least, the mod with no name, the Rulo RX75 with a thingy on it.
Hasta.
What is it? Hasta MTL. On top, and it's got lemon crack in it, 45 milligram. I had to make up another bottle because I left one at Vape Fest. Not Vape Fest, Jam. So I'll be all right for a while. 120 mils of that.
How did you get hold of that?
Very nice. Just at nick.co.uk. First Chinese food. Oh, fuck. We really are going to get a proper John and Ori story now. People don't do this nowadays. But when I was a kid, there were certain things you weren't old enough to eat in my family. Don't make any sense, or old enough to drink. I wasn't allowed coffee because you had to be old enough to drink that. Now I see kids that are like 10 drinking frappuccinos, but we weren't allowed coffee. I wasn't allowed coffee. I hadn't had Chinese food until the time I'm about to tell you. But my mum, my mum's from up north, and she'd do two things. One of them, she'd take the top off the Chinese things, the white top. She'd wash them, cut them in half, and they'd be for knots for thorn. Somebody rang up, take a knot. So I knew what the top of a Chinese takeaway looked like. I told you it's going to be a John and Ori story. And my mum, there was a white carrier bag in the house. It were a Jimmy bag. Pass me that Jimmy bag, and I thought all white carrier bags were called Jimmy bags until I moved from Milton Keynes to Felixstowe. I said to somebody, "Do you know whose Jimmy bag that is?" And they said, "What's a Jimmy bag?" And I said, "It means white carrier bag." And it was only later my dad said, "No, the Chinese takeaway was called Jimmy's." Was it Jimmy bag? So anyway, still haven't eaten a Chinese yet. The first time I ever had Chinese, I was 13. I was at Army Cadets and got it on my way home. Special fried rice, first thing I ever ate. I thought that's pretty good. It's pretty nice. Dry special fried rice though. There was nothing on it. Pretty good.
Yeah, bit of soy sauce, a bit of soy. It's all right, isn't it?
I like fried rice and soy just as is.
Yeah,
I don't mind it with a bit of sweet and sour dribbled over the top of sauce. Nice.
That well-known Chinese man, Uncle Ben.
He knows his rice.
Yeah, he does.
And Spider-Man, having adopted him. James, how's your week been? Oh, what'd you have for dinner? I don't care about ham sandwiches. Oh, sorry, I'm drinking Ghost Ship, by the way, from the lovely Adams. So yeah, how's your week been? What'd you have for dinner? What are you drinking? What are you vaping on? What's the best prize you've ever won? However big or small.
Cool. Thanks, John. Hi. Good. Thanks. Thanks very much. Week has been okay. Not bad. Found out yesterday. My boy has got the pox. He's got chicken pox. It's been going round here lately. Not round here, not as local as this, but he's all spotty and itchy, and he's been very brave. So that's the end of the holidays. So no more school not school on Monday for the boy. Just slightly devastating, but bless him. Bless his little cotton ones. He's been stoic about it. So that's kind of been me. What I've watched on telly this week. I've been binging a bit of Spaced. I got Spaced off Pete Nixon last week. I hadn't seen it for years and years, and yet I must have watched it a few times when I first watched it because I could remember a lot of the dialogue. Been so good. What else have I been watching? I watched an R. Kelly documentary. On Saturday I watched the new. Have you seen this R. Kelly documentary? Have you seen it?
No, you don't mean that musically, did about having an affair?
No.
Is it chat up lines for 14-year-olds?
But it's pretty much that. I'd heard rumours of R. Kelly's kind of salacious.
Got away with it, didn't he? It's mental. In England, he's been stoned to death.
It's crazy how he's not been. He's not been. It's one of them Michael Jackson. He hasn't been prosecuted. So what can you say? But lots of people were throwing serious allegations at him. I've got a little bit of a soft spot for R. Kelly. Not all of his music, just one song that
remix to Ignition.
The remix to Ignition. I've never heard the original Ignition, but the remix to Ignition, and I will.
Such a tune.
Honestly, and I will put it on, and I will put it on repeat, and I'll sing along, and I'll love it. I love that tune.
Is that because of your nightclub days? Or?
I've got no. I think it's when I first met my wife. I don't know whether we listened to it or something like that. I don't know, but after watching that documentary, I didn't realise. Obviously, the ignition thing. There's a few lines in that which kind of allude to sort of sex type things. I'm going to take my key and put it in your. It's not about cause. It's not about cause. It's basically about it's about sex. Basically, I suppose. Take my key and put it in the ignition, but not of his car. And that's of a lady. That's of a lady's ignition, and his key is. Anyway, you've
got a dirty mind. He might have just been talking about his car.
Nah, when you watch the documentary, it kind of breaks down a few of his songs, and they've all just. And there was some footage of him on stage, and it was like. It was like a nightclub, like strippers, like male strippers at a social club or in a night. It was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. It did not paint him in a good light. I wasn't keen on the interview dude, this fellow from the BBC. Anyway, that's what I watched this week. That's what I've watched this week. Spaced and the R. Kelly documentary. And the new season of Silicon Valley started a few weeks ago. I've started watching that again. If you haven't seen Silicon Valley, superb. One of the best comedies I've seen in years. Silicon Valley High.
Yeah, it's all right.
I love it. I love Batman. I love the fellow with the spectacles whose name I can't remember. Brill. I watched it twice off the bat. I'd never heard of it until about the 4th season, and I saw there's a thing on Facebook that was doing the rounds, which is like the longest knob joke in the world, where they're working out how to. Anyway, that kind of goes into, well, what is this sort of thing? And I found out about it, and I watched all 4 seasons, and then I watched all 4 seasons again. I love it. I think it's brilliant. So that's what I've been watching this week. What am I vaping? Why I'm vaping on the same as I vape every week. I've kind of put the BAM and the AirLab to one side, and went back to my Vipers and my regular thing. I don't know whether I'm going to keep it, to be honest with you. I like it. It's a good vape. Coil is high. The coil is really high. So I am vaping on the Vapor V2. I am Vapor V2 on the Logos with a whistle on top, and in there is Tobacco Crunch. I'm still vaping. It's exactly the same for weeks and weeks. I'm vaping on the Shadow with a Vapor X, and in there is still Spectrum Vaping's Custard Cream. I am drinking a Samuel Adams Boston Lager. Which I presume is what they're all drinking in Cheers. I think that's probably what they're all. I don't know how many lagers Boston can have, but probably just this one. So that's what I'm drinking now. I'm drinking same as Norm, and I am also drinking on the side. I got this glass. I got a pair of these glasses this week from Paul Jones. Glencairn.
They're gorgeous.
And they're lovely, absolutely lovely, and they do make a little bit of a difference to the actual taste of the whiskey. And in there, I've got a Jura Superstition, not the regular Jura. That's a Superstition in there. It's a little bit smokier than the regular Jura. It's nice. It's very, very nice. Vaping, drinking, watching on the telly. What do I have for me dinner? Me dinner or me lunch?
Anyone asked you about what you were watching on the telly?
Yeah, I know. That's what. You know what do you do? I haven't got a particularly exciting life. I watch a bit of telly of an evening. You do. And that's become me thing. It's become me thing. I think I'll
good. We're all up for it.
I'll tell you about some stuff that I've been watching on Netflix. So what I had for me lunch dinner. I didn't have a salad sandwich. I had a shawarma. I like a shawarma. We've got a shawarma 200 meters from here, and for £3 English you can get a mixed shawarma. $2.50 if you just want chicken or lamb, and it's awesome.
Ridiculously cheap.
It's crap, isn't it?
It's cheap.
That's a sandwich, though, isn't it?
Well, you've got a choice, and both the breads are baked on the premises. You can have a sandwich, or you can have the wrap version. You know, the OG shawarma, and it's $2.50 for one meat. It's £3 for. It's been there about 4 or 5 years. It was $2.50 when it first opened. It's still $2.50 for the single meat, £3 for the regular meat. It's the quality is a little bit up and down. It seems as though every time you go in there, because I could go every week because they are pretty good as a rule. But I go every couple of months, and there's always different people in there, and it's always a little bit different. It always tastes a little bit different. But they've got this lovely sauce that they put on. You've always got the sumac onions. Everything's all fresh as daisy. They bake the bread on the premises. The bread sometimes it literally comes out of the tandoori oven there and then, and he makes it for you there and then. They are absolutely splendid for the money. Unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable. And it's like I say, it's 200 meters away. That's where I had for me dinner. My lunch.
Lovely. What
was the question? The best thing I've ever won. I haven't won a lot of stuff. I don't win.
Oh, I did colouring competition. Was that?
I don't win much stuff. I mean, I certainly not look wise. The biggest thing I ever won when I used to work I was a training manager for quite a few years, and in a raffle I won a telly.
That's pretty good.
Sounds pretty cool, but it was like a little 14-inch bubble telly, you know, in a kind of when flat screens were coming out, and I won this little 14-inch bubble telly.
Was that just the MD trying to get rid of his telly out of his caravan?
It was all boxed and brands spanking new, but I was like, thank you. That's probably the biggest thing I've ever won. Although I do like a grabbing machine when I go to the fair. I'm serious for the old the claws.
I used to help program those, so I can tell you why it's shit and why you should never put your money in it. Oh. And if you think you've got skill, you haven't.
No, it's not. No, I disagree, John. I disagree completely. For I definitely have. You can tell instantly. You first go. Never put a pound in first go. Never put a pound in. Put 20 pence in. Have one go, and then see how it is. Some of them are just they're just blah blah blah.
They're always, but it's programmed. I'll give it away now. So the 118 people who are watching live. At the bottom of it, you will see. Look down on any crane machine. There are two doors. There are two cutouts at the bottom. One of them is where you grab your prize if you've won. The other one looks like it's got a hidden door with a little key hole in it. Inside there is a keypad. On that keypad, you type in what you want back for the toys. You normally buy the toys from a company called Play by Play. And so if you paid £2 a teddy, say back in the day, like 1997, 98 when I went there, so I probably paid less than that, actually £2, and you with £8 back. That thing would pick up a Tic Tac at £8, and it knows if it's given the prize out or not. And basically, at £8, it will pick up the toy. But at £7.50, it won't pick up shit.
So if you were really desperate to win, you could sit there for a while. You could watch people doing it.
Yeah, or watch somebody.
You could then count.
Yeah, just
like the next person won.
Yeah, if you see a chump walking along with about 8 toys or something, right, they've been pumping money in. They haven't been doing anything else. So watch them, and if they give up, take that machine, because it'll be, as long as they haven't paid out. You'll also see where the toy drops through. Look down. You'll either see a row of lasers or the reflectors for the row of lasers, which is how it knows whether it's paid out. So it goes dong, and you normally hear like a cheer noise. Way. That just resets it back to £8.50, and you got to do it again. That's how it works. Boring, but that's true.
So I've obviously walked in these machines at the right time. So the best thing I've ever won on the best thing I've ever won on a grabby type machine, the claw, is I've got it upstairs somewhere. Is a Michael Jackson creepy looking teddy bear thing, which is absolutely awesome. Absolutely awesome. It's the freakiest looking child's toy you'll ever see, and I'll maybe rake it out for next week's show. Because it is so cool.
Definitely want to see that. Definitely want to see that.
It is awful and amazing at exactly the same time. It's great, absolutely great. So that's me. Rick.
Hello.
Rick.
Hello.
Ricky. Ricky. How's your week been, Rick? You lovely, beautiful, handsome bastard. What you drinking? What you vaping? What did you have for your din-dins? Your lunch? What did you have for your lunch? What you vaping? What you drinking? Let's have a little look at me book for good question. What you vaping? What you drinking? What did you have for your lunch? How's your week been? You know, that kind of stuff. You know, all that kind of stuff, that good stuff. What is the best thing to put on toast?
For a what?
To put on toast. What's the best thing?
On toast, okay.
To put on toast. Just to put on bread. It doesn't have to be toast. The best thing to put on bread can be either betwixt bread. No. Toast. Yes. Decided. Definitely toast. What's the best thing to put on toast? Over to you, Rick.
How's my week? My week's been good, busy. Got a couple of bits back in stock, so that it's picked up a bit. And yeah, all good, positive, good. Yeah,
excellent.
Yeah. What am I drinking? Brewdog. I got one of those variety packs again. So I've had an Elvis juice, I've had a Dead Pony, and now I'm on the Punk. And after that, I don't know what the next one is. There's another one. There's 4 types in those boxes there.
Jackhammer is the last one.
It's not actually. It just says it's an Indian IPA, I think, whatever that is.
Oh, really? It used to be Jackhammer.
Yeah, I know.
8.5%.
Yeah, I'm going to try that one after. I'll see what that's like. What did I have for lunch today? Okay, I had Annie got me a little microwave meal from Sainsbury's. It was that lovely lady, that voluptuous lovely lady, Kirsty Allsop. She does a range of slightly healthier microwave meals.
Who's that? Is that one who does the house stuff?
Yeah. I like Kirsty. She's really homely.
Phil and Kirsty.
Really? Oh, Kirsty and Phil, they make you want to fucking do yourself over. Jesus.
I quite like Kirsty. She's a right little housewifey type.
Yeah, she's a sort. Yeah, she'd get it.
I used to like it when people said the same about Nigella Lawson. If you watch the end of a Nigella Lawson,
you gotta love a bit of Nigella. Come on.
She looks like a fucking serial killer. You know, she's down in the pantry. And the other thing, me and Shelley used to have a really good she'd have been a running joke when we were watching. If one of us was watching it, and I remember Shelley being in the kitchen, I was watching, and Nigella came on, and she said, "So, you what to do with any leftover globe artichokes you've got in the pantry?" And I went, Shelley, don't throw away those globe artichokes, because Nigella's just going to tell us what to do with them. What the fuck is going on in the pantry?
She is nice. She's a nut. She's nice. I mean, compare her to Gillian McKeith.
Oh yeah,
the same age,
literally different ends of the.
And supposedly healthy, and Nigella's not. You know, she's secretly.
That reminded me of my favourite joke about the non-doctor, which is if you are what you eat, then she obviously ate a shriveled old shrew one day.
Is she the poo poker?
Yeah, she's right though. It is a window to the dietary happenings of a person.
But when they got out, I would have more. But they always did the shit thing after they'd done the. Do you know when they laid out the table with what they ate for a day? You don't need to look at anyone's turds when you sit at that table.
Spot on.
When you see 18 bags of Monster Munch, she goes, "Do you want to see me poo?" Not really.
Definitely not. No,
definitely not.
On this table, we know what went in. I don't want to care what comes out.
Yeah, but no, I had a Kirsty Allsop, Kirsty's homemade thingamajiggy. It was a sausage and I think it's sweet potato or butternut squashy mash thing with onion gravy.
But you know she doesn't actually make that though, don't you, Rick?
No, I think she must. I was eating that, thinking, I was imagining Kirsty was sitting opposite. So, is that all right, dear? And I was having it. You've just burst my bubble now, James.
Oh, sorry about that. Oh. She definitely makes them. She does. I saw a program. Yeah, she definitely makes them.
Oh, yeah.
Big vat and a big spoon. Really, really big spoon. I was surprised at how big. She's just strong.
It's quite handy. She probably made that spoon herself because she couldn't get one big enough. Yeah. Question was, what's the best thing to go on toast? You know, it's always comes down to your mood, doesn't it? But you know what? Once in a while, I might be really hungover, and Annie is as well, and she indulges me with this guilty pleasure, which is cheese on toast with beans and egg. So that's pretty cheese good. On toast, beans on there, then an egg on each piece as well. So two of those.
Fried egg.
Yeah. And that's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Yeah, that sounds good.
What am I vaping on? Right, yeah, vaping on a little single cuboid with the Derringer on top, with some black currant that I made myself and I really like. That's nice. 6 milligram, slightly runnier as well. I think I got it 60-40 or something like that. Voodoo Brew Goon 24 mil on another cuboid on the parallel one. Usual thing. Got a nice juice off of the guys at Prohibition Vapes at the show, and that is this new juice line they brought out called Peak. This is Fuji, and it's sort of like a fruity lychee juice. It's blooming tasty, really tasty. And I'm vaping that on the Goon and the Rogue. That's it. That's what I'm vaping on. Richard.
Very good, very good, very good.
Richard. All right.
Hello.
How's your week been? What are you vaping on? What did you have for lunch? Has to be lunch because you haven't had any tea on that, I suppose. What did you have for lunch? And I've got a question here that might get us all thinking. Right.
Is it about cowboy trousers?
Well, if man evolved from monkeys, right, how come we still have monkeys?
Richard knows the answer to that one, and so do I. So you're going to get a really boring answer.
Okay, week's been splendid. It's very busy. It's school holidays, so more parenting than usual, less reviewing than usual. But throw that in with trying to do a RTA, and yeah, it makes for a busy week. Also looking at offices and stuff at work, and yeah, carnage. So yeah, a very busy week, but can't say a bad one. So that's all good. Drinking on Hop House.
Nice.
This is just in stock in my house now, permanently. It's a nice drop for a lager.
They sell that on tap in a few places, don't they?
It's it's made by the Guinness people.
Yeah, that's right, isn't it? Yeah,
they know what they're doing by now.
Oh, that's quite clever. So they kind of make, because I always thought I never even checked because I just assumed it was American.
No, it's the Guinness people. The open gate.
It's very American branding.
So that's what I'm drinking. For lunch, I had fish and chips.
Oh, that's good. Good choice.
The temp wasn't impressed at work on a Thursday.
Yeah, well, the fish should. It's probably it's worse on a Thursday, ain't it? Because it comes in on a Friday, doesn't it? The fish.
Is that why fish and chip Friday is a thing?
Originally, and obviously now you can get fish all week.
I thought it was a Jewish thing. Just Jewish people eat fish on Friday.
I thought it was just Fridays when the fishermen come back from their week out, and that's when the cod's freshest, isn't it? Or am I just
I thought it was
dreaming that?
Let's look for chat. I thought it was Jewish people. Friday.
Why Friday, chat? Let us know.
Let us know. Why Friday?
So she wasn't impressed, but that got me thinking. That must be murderous for the fish and chip shop. You know, they're quiet on Monday, not worth opening on Tuesday. Quiet on Wednesday, a little bit busier, but ultimately quite quiet on Thursday. And then Friday, bang. That's just murder, isn't it? They'd much rather spread that custom out across the week. They should do some work getting rid of these myths.
Oh, there we go. Most people in chat are saying it's because of Catholics. But I didn't know they were allowed to eat meat on a Friday.
I didn't. I thought they were just. I thought it was all, you know, like 365 days a year. It's just fuck kids, and then but there's obviously Fridays. Fish makes sense.
Yeah.
Not all have rules. Maybe it was Friday when Jesus did that fish trick.
I didn't know there was such a thing as a no meat day for Catholics.
Yeah, obviously not a proper one.
Is someone having a laugh? No, loads of people are saying.
I think it's quite true.
Good Friday, it's tradition to eat fish on a Good Friday, isn't it? I'm not entirely sure. You're not supposed to eat meat, so therefore you eat fish. But yeah, so then I think it's one of them things. It's like it's one of the things that's just embedded in culture, isn't it? You know, like the date, for instance. We all just say, 2018. and that's because it's 2018 after Christ, isn't it? You know what I mean? It's. And I think Fish on a Friday is just one of the things that is just become embedded in society.
It'd be easier to change the Fish on the Friday thing than the year number.
If you had a choice of 2 marketing campaigns, I would definitely take the Fish.
I'm just thinking, yeah.
Matt Waits agreed with me. He said the only safe day for choir boys is obviously Friday, for all the priests are just queuing up, just legging it down the road.
What have I not answered? What was the special question?
Well, the question is if we evolved from monkeys.
Oh yeah. Okay, so we didn't evolve from. We didn't evolve from monkeys as we know them now. We evolved from a sort of primate species. Yeah. But
we evolved, and we still continued. Everything still evolved. So are we saying in a few million years, the monkeys of today will be another type of humanoid then?
No.
Why not? They haven't stopped evolving, have they?
No, but they're perfectly suited to their current habitat.
Yeah, that's the answer.
Well, they're not, though, are they?
If you look at the
even we are.
If you imagine the Ascension of Man poster,
yeah,
the monkey on there isn't like a monkey now, is it?
It's no, it's not. No, but it is a sort of primate, though.
A different type of monkey with big aspirations.
Right. Okay. I thought it was just sort of monkey business in Africa, wasn't it? Where we were eating marrow fat out of bones and things because we were scavengers, or our ancestors were scavengers, and it helped them get brainier eating the marrow fat out of bones. Or is that bollocks?
There's
I don't know if that's
several theories and reasons that we continued to evolve, but yeah, effectively we both started in a similar place, but we had very different journeys.
Yeah. Once we suited out to its environment, and in a million years, I mean, to be totally fair, that I very much doubt it. I very much doubt there'll be a human, and I doubt there'll be a chimpanzee on Earth in 1,000 years, let alone a million. Can't see that at all.
Don't know, do we? Be funny to see, wouldn't it? It could be a different type of humanoid that comes out of the current monkeys.
Well, there's a theory that I can't remember who wrote it now. Richard, I might know the answer to this. Who was it? It was Richard Dawkins who wrote the out and the sort of and rats and cockroaches took over the Earth. And
yes, it was.
Their evolution, kind of fueled by a lack of anything, would become incredibly fast, relatively speaking.
Cockroaches and rats would dominate.
Yeah, cockroaches, don't they? They're survival. They survive all sorts of stuff, don't they?
I think the most resistant thing I think is a fruit fly, if I remember correctly.
Crocodiles did pretty well, didn't they? When the old meteor, or when the old dinosaurs were made extinct.
Well, they weren't made extinct, were they? They were starting to lean towards the idea that they weren't made extinct.
All committed suicide.
They just got smaller and smaller and smaller, and now they're chickens.
Oh. Yeah.
It's weird.
Massive echo.
It's not you. It's not me.
Me?
James?
Yeah.
Yes, it is you, Rick.
Fucking hell.
Right, so welcome to the UK's premier vaping show.
It's been very interesting.
I've covered all the non-vaping stuff. Let's take this opportunity to welcome everyone in chat. Tom's in, David's in, Matt's in, Grumpy's in, Cuz is in, or Steve, as he's known to his friends. John's in, Pete's in, Flitzy's in the house, Dino's in. Everyone's here. Welcome everyone to the show. Thank you for contributing in chat. Vaping tonight. I'm vaping on this brilliant mod that Rick sent me. His spare dual parallel.
I do like it, and murdered out with the curve on top. Is that?
Yes, the Recurve.
Recurve, sorry. Yes, very nice. I have seen a few shots of it this week, and I do think it's quite funky.
from Watofo, and we're going to talk about that a bit more later. But that is the new Mike Vapes Watofo RDA. On top of their just a brilliant device. It makes you question why you've got all your other skonkers.
Just lasts longer, doesn't it? Lasts longer. That's all for me.
That's a huge part of vaping, isn't it?
But it depends what ATA you're running on it. I run my balls to the wall builds on the parallel and a lesser build on the single one, and it lasts just as long. But
yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. Also, I've got my little Pulse, and I've got the Templar RDA on here from Org Vape. I think it's flown under the radar a bit, this RDA. It's goon-esque squonking RDA. I say goon-esque just in the fact that it's quite cloudy and dual coil and all that, but yeah, solid bottom feeding RDA. And then the pièce de résistance, my new Takers squonker.
Oh, it looks so different on camera. That's
green
crazy.
meanie, the green meanie.
Yeah, this is
You've got to watch this back. That looks nothing like it does
in real life.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's amazing.
From what I can see on this, it looks a bit really sort of pale.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks really pale, where it's like luminous.
I have put some pictures on.
It looks
on
like jade, doesn't it? It looks like jade.
Yeah.
I put some pictures on the Instagram, so if people want to see it in full Technicolor, check that out. But oh yeah, it's really nice, really nice. It's I don't know. Yeah, it was taken aback. Obviously, the brilliant Mike Dacus made this. Obviously, you know where to check him out, Abstract Mods and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, it's just really nice, and just love the tube. I love the tube. There's something about it in the hand and stuff. Very, very nice squonker. And I've got my Conspiracy RDA on there. Yeah, I think it's great. And the extra capacity of these big bottles in here totally finishes it, doesn't it?
Adds a bit more, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it justifies its dimensions, I think, which is nice. So that's splendid. That's beautiful. And I saw another really nice one that he did the other day as well, with like a black, pearlescent black one. Have you seen that one? That's stunning.
Sorry, it went up. It was gorgeous.
Yes, so that's what I'm vaping on. Gus is in chat as well. I should probably shout Gus out. Stay off his special list of people to kick.
He'll be British soon again.
We don't want to be too mean to Gus anymore. No, he's got big boots and he's getting quite healthy as well, isn't he? So he probably can run a bit.
Oh yeah.
Nah, for all that work, he's still quite chunky.
Yeah, but he's got he must have a bit of muscle now. I keep seeing him swinging those kettlebells around.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
he'd have to catch me first.
Yeah.
So so let's get into the vaping news. I've been a bit vape heavy, but let's just plow on with even more vape stuff. John, what's in the news?
Yes, I'm going to go first. I'm just going to, at the same time, I'm going to multitask badly. That is a skill I have. Oh, yes. The first thing I've got is the MePod is what Craig said. If you're from Manchester, it's called the MePod. Yeah, mate. It's a MePod, don't it, mate?
Happy Monday style there.
That Happy Monday style. Yeah, sorry, I'm not trying to put up two things at once. The MePod. So this is the Grim Green Special Edition MePod. I've seen a lot of people talking about this, especially since Jan. Craig, ex-presenter and General Stud, kindly bought this for me at VapeFest from the SQ people who do that. Those people bought that
Signature
from there. Signature Vapes had got some. For those of you who haven't seen it, it is there's only one button on it, and that turns it off and on. There's a little button here. If you click it 5 times, you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It'll turn on. Not that's off. There you go. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it'll come back on. Has a little pod in here. This is currently filled with Dem 2. Oops, let me just try and back it up. Yeah, there. Looks like that. It's currently got Dem 2 in it at 70/30. This is 12 milligram. I'll give it like a rundown on it, really. Oh, it was £40. I don't know if that was a special offer or a non-special offer at the time from Signature Tips, Signature Mods. This was £40. What I've really got to say about it is it's worth about a tenner, probably.
So I thought 40 quid sounded a bit steep for that. Yeah.
It is really, really steep. If you go through the shit about it, I definitely won't get away with showing you this. I don't think. Anyway, I'm going to try. No, that's not going to get you. I'm trying to think where my finger is. Well, if you can possibly see, I'm going to try and hold it very still. At the end of my fingertip is the coil. The coil is sideways, so you've got the end of the coil here.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it is, well, fuck it. It also gets sweaty juice everywhere, and it's like that big. The coil's really small. There's a tiny amount of cotton in it. It's ridiculous. So number one, it's a rip-off. Number two, I've seen people mouth to lung it. I have no idea how, because you can. So this is lung hit. You get a lung hit, and then you can hear it try and catch up. If you took another drag now, you'd definitely get a dry hit. So that's the lung hit. You can't mouth the lung hit, not really. You can kind of get a little wispy thing out of it. You can mouth lung it if you put your finger here over the air intake. And then what happens then is you burn your lip when you put it anywhere near your face and try and take a drag off it. So I'm not going to do that because that's not very good fun. The battery life is crap. I know this is the Grim Green edition. This is Grim Green edition. I know that, but obviously, so it's green, and obviously it's got green on it, and that's a taste thing, you know, whether you want that or not. They've got lots of other editions. Just buy something else. Buy something different. Can you recoil it? No, absolutely sealed. I look for hack videos just because I thought
I might put your own juice in it, but you can't recoil it.
You can put your own juice in it, but you can't recoil it. No.
Okay.
And yeah, it really sucks. Don't buy one.
There's one good thing about it. And that is how small it is. That's the only thing, though, isn't it?
You can do that. No fear of any damage. None. To anything it hits. I was only using it for the rest of the show. That was it. I've already burnt out one coil on some lemon crack 70/30. And yeah, it's pretty clean and it's fucked. That got about 5 tanks through it, so what's that? 10 mil. Fucked.
It's had some positive reviews though.
Absolutely has. Mainly by people who are giving it for free.
Oh, it's cutting
stuff.
I get stuff for free.
Oh, absolutely. You're honest. Where are we? I just don't think it just fits no remit. It fits no remit because what is it? Is it for an experienced vape? I'm not really not going to use it. Oh, sorry, I did miss that something. The flavor's shit as well. It fits no remit because it's 40 quid. So you're going to put off and you get 2 coils with it. That's expensive. In a B&M, that's a lot. If your other choice is, what's the new one out? Sorry, Richard, you have to help me out. You know the one that looks like a shaver? Not that one. No, it's got a bigger brother that uses the same coil.
The Edge, the Joytech
Edge. So not the one that looks like a shaver. It's bigger brother that's a tube.
Well, that's the Edge.
Yeah, and then there's the other one.
Well, they did this one as well.
Oh no, they've done with a tube that takes the same coil as the top. Anyway, they're doing it as a starter kit. That's the fella, isn't it?
Yeah, EIO.
Yeah, that one. That's brilliant. I'd buy 2 of them. Don't buy that shit. It just doesn't.
Why is it 40? How are they justifying 40 quid for that little weenie device? I didn't expect them to be 40 quid, and that as a show price 40 quid.
I thought that'd be a 20 quidder, definitely at most.
Two coils and one of the, and what size is that battery? What 1200 more? It can't be very.
It can't even be that much the size of that battery. It might be about that.
650. It'll be 650.
650. That's.
It runs out. It runs out really quick.
I mean, don't get us wrong. It's a little bit stylish. Obviously, you've got the grim green one there. They come in all sorts of. I don't.
They do come in all sorts.
I wonder if they hit like
that doesn't make the mod better, does it? I mean,
no.
Grim put his name on it.
Doesn't, but you know how
I on purpose though. I didn't say what it was like. I can see people in chat now saying, "Oh, thank fuck I didn't buy one." So I never said it was any good. I did post it up a few times this week as a hand check, but I wanted to kind of say I have been using it since last Friday, and it does suck. It really does suck.
Riyadh likes his. I'm sure I heard Riyadh say he was pleased with his.
Oh, he had a different one round his neck, didn't he, on a lanyard? It wasn't one of those.
Oh no, it wasn't one of those. No, it was the older, bigger brother of that. It's the Me something else that uses the AIO coil. It was not that.
Okay, fair play.
Gary Dibley said he was asked for 50 quid at Jam for the same one. Me one. It is novelty. Matt English has just said novelty, and it's good. Dino Knight says it's a 950. I'm really shocked if it is because it runs out, and it's meant to be regulated, but you can feel the drop off. You really can. Anyway, I just wanted to be honest about that. It's no good. Talking about closed systems, there's something really it's quite interesting that's happening at the moment in the US of A, which is the continuing domination of the Juul, the little cigar-like-y thing.
Oh, it's even worked its way into popular culture language, isn't it?
Absolutely. Juuling. It's become Juuling. But there's a little bit of me, there's a conspiracy theorist part of me that wonders if that... I will finish with that. Sorry. So if you... Obviously, we try and check as much news as possible when we go into the show. You wouldn't believe it, but we do. A lot of the American media at the moment has been taken up by the Juul. And what's actually happening is the Juul is being now used as a stick to beat vapors with. Because this stylish little thing has become the thing, the focal point. Really, it's become the thing kids are trying to sneak in. It's got. I read an article today where it said it wasn't only. They used the word only. It's nicotine flaggy. It's got salt nick, and it said it's even stronger, and it does this, and it's got this. And the hit's nearly kind of psychedelic, and really the bad people have got the Juul and are going, yeah, let's call it Juuling. Let's Juul. Everyone's having a Juul, and they're using it as a stick to beat vapors with. So it's pretty. What do you do when you're trying to fight? If you're fighting a lot of people, and between them. They all have hundreds of different types of mods and atomizers. That's quite difficult. If you're fighting, you pretend you're only fighting one thing. That's in the papers every day. That makes it easy fun.
It just saddens me that people don't realise that it doesn't matter what's available. Those kids that are vaping are us when we were kids who were smoking.
And most importantly, yeah,
and there'll be kids after them that will do whatever they want to do. It's not even about what's available. They'll do it anyway.
I bet one thing I would say is I bet the Juul people aren't complaining.
No, that's right. I think there's no such thing as bad publicity, and I think it's
the yo-yo, hasn't it? It's become the yo-yo.
Sorry,
it's become like the yo-yo. Every kid has to have one.
Yeah, and it could have been any all-in-one device. It just happens to be the Juul. It's just a victim of its own success, I suppose. But like I say, is there any such thing as bad publicity? Are people now rushing out to buy Juuls on the back of this sort of thing? Or are they the thing that's, rather than asking for a vaping device, are they asking?
It was almost a hidden advert. It did say in the article, people love it because you can get the rush that you want from a cigarette from this. And you thought, well, okay,
that's awesome. Let's have two of them. Yeah.
I mean, we're not actually knocking the product here. A few people say in the chat that they like it and stuff. I mean, John's on this permanent quest to find a little stealthy setup. The Juul with American salt nick, what I mean by that is over TPD strength, would probably be the answer to your...
Absolutely would, but we can't get it in the UK. And what bothers me is if the FDA start concentrating on something like the Juul and they take it out, you know, they say, because the Juul is a problem. The reason a Juul is a problem is a sort of many-headed beast. The Juul's a problem because it is, if a British American Tobacco had made it, or I think
Philip Morris or anyone.
Morris made it, somebody like that made it, they would be loving it. The press would be, this is the best thing, because they're being funded by these people who can't advertise. So Juul, the problem is they're a victim. If they made it and they're independent and they've not sold out yet, they're the prime target. So if you want to bring in legislation, the Juul and the fallout would be massive from it. If you Juul, I mean, if they were floating, they'd be doing really, really well at the moment. But if the FDA banned all flavors except tobacco tomorrow, that would be an issue. It would be a problem. If they said, I don't know, the pod had to be over 2 mil and under 3, making it, so it was a 2.3. That's the Juul. You bust instantly, and everybody with the pods is gone, because British American Tobacco brought out the new Podinator 900, which is 2.3 mil. That's how these things work. Someone's got to pay.
Yeah.
Flitz has just put on in chat a lovely American. Juuls are going to be banned faster than knives in the UK.
I think what the interesting point there is, if the governments and legislation, the media continue this witch hunt against one single product, manage to mount a strong enough case that it is becoming too mainstream with children, or a gateway for children, or whatever, and somehow miraculously get that banned, it automatically set a precedence for the fact that, well, actually, if you look at the Mi Jet or the Mi One or the whatever, that's actually the same. They could go, oh, it's a coil. I
don't think they can target something that's a gateway to smoking and ban it without banning smoking, can they?
But yeah, they absolutely because you can't smoke cigarettes in school. You can't hide and smoke a cigarette in school. I'm not saying this is right. I'm saying that they're looking for a handhold to stop a competition. Tobacco companies have been losing millions and billions of pounds, and they need to get that back. They've got shareholders on their asses all the time, and they've got products they can now make 90% on, which is a massive markup. Whack them out in China, bring them over and sell them with a 90% markup. That's absolutely huge. If they see somebody who's a competitor, these are the people who lobby the government. These are the people who sponsor state senators. These are the people who fucking own the FDA. They're going to take it out. If it carries on, Juul will be the victim of their own success, because the legislation will be designed to cut them out. Because you can't smoke a fag at the back of class, but you can smoke a Juul. Even if they say it's got to play a song when you vape it, people will go, yeah, anything. Just stop the kids doing it, because they're going to die. And they're not, but it looks like they're going to. So.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's shit, but Rick, but we know when we had when we said to people, the legislation's there, you can work with what we've got. We know that. You can't. It's shit, but we can work with it. The Americans, they're facing an unknown. A flavour ban, that's it. If they get these statewide flavour bans in, they're fucked. They're totally fucked.
I just see if they do that, I mean, it's going to be much like any other country that it's even illegal to vape in. They'll just be buying it in from elsewhere, because they can't check. Customs can't check every single thing that comes in the mail. I send stuff to Thailand. I send stuff to other banned countries. It's people will still buy it. So the Americans, if they want to vape, still can. They're just going to have to buy it overseas.
So you do, whereas we just admit we don't. We wouldn't sell. Thailand's not on our shipping list
Yeah, here's a mine. I send
because
it.
we can't. Singapore's not on our.
I don't
on our
sell
shipping
vaping
list either.
stuff. I don't sell vaping.
Oh, exactly. That's what I mean.
But
You sell nicotine.
I would
sell-
if I did sell it. I'd still.
I can send flavors because they're food flavorings, but I can't send nicotine.
I'm not even sure that the American vaping public have even got their head around what it would look like post flavor ban.
No,
I think it's almost hard to imagine, really. But there will always be workarounds, though.
absolutely.
I mean, like you say, food flavorings are going nowhere. People can mix their own, but it will change the face of the industry. That's for sure.
Absolutely, but it's just weird. I am in no way knocking the Juul at all, because unlike some of the others, Blue, they haven't sold out to big tobacco, so it's not. I'm not knocking them. They're innovative. They brought out a product. It works. They're stopping people smoking, and they are certainly doing that. But they've given the FDA focus, and they've brought in, and they can just go fuck man. Take them out.
That's the observation, isn't it? And the fact that it's almost become that sort of Hoover product, or I guess people will now start. Well, you're referring to the Vax as Dysons, but like it's become that focal.
Yeah, it's become
presence.
The thing. It's become it's become.
That's not an e-cig, it's a Juul, and even if someone's not using a Juul, that's a Juul.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that was that bit of exciting. Now, it was just interesting, just because trying to wade through news becomes a nightmare when everything coming out of America is Juul. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but the mystery liquid that I've been vaping, because I'm still going to do it again. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but I can tell you it's 3 new flavors. It's coming from America, and just had Nick are going to stock it. I should have a shipping date soon, and I'm going to do the drum roll on Just That Nick and tell you what it is. But for now, I won't. I'll just say the branding's brilliant and the liquids are fantastic. Oh, and Dr. Martin launched this week, which is good. I have a liquid named after me by the fantastic Simon Sawyer, and we're selling it. And people are vaping it, and I hope they like it. I like it. I've been vaping it. Next up, we are going to. I was going to talk about the Schwartzy raffle, which is I'm going to call it. I was going to call it live on the show, but logistically, it's really, really difficult. So instead of that, I'm going to call it next Friday. I'm probably going to put the tickets up for sale on Monday. Tickets are going to be £5 English each. I'm not going to give you I'm going to tease a few prizes. Let me just see what I've got. Is any vape companies watching, or any mod makers? Anyone want to chuck some stuff in? Let me know, and I will add them to the raffle. But I'm going to give you, I don't know. I'll give you 4. I'll give you 4. I can say that there's going to be, from Mr. Grumpy himself, there's going to be £100 worth of Grumpy liquid. There is a secret Dacus mod. There is a Ram Squonker. There's an Asmodus Luna and Ethian RDA. That's what I'm giving you so far. I'll let you know the rest. Oh, and this. Look
GProv DNA.
GProv DNA Squonker. Very nice. That's going in the raffle too.
Somebody
just asked, can it be after 8 p.m. on Friday? It's definitely fucking will. I'll probably shut the ticket sales at about 8 o'clock next Friday, and call it sometime after 9. It'll always be later than you expect because it just takes so long to go through the paperwork. To quickly remind you why we're doing this. We're doing this for a laugh. That's why we're doing this. Because Ian's sister, who's a breast cancer survivor, is doing a sponsored trek for a cancer campaign, and she doesn't know we're doing this. So if you enjoy something that's fun to make someone's day a bit better, then when I put the tickets to sale on Monday, buy a ticket because it's really fun way of making a difference to somebody. I was going on a bad bit. I don't know if anybody knew before me. On Sunday, the high end, I think that's fine to say, the high end vaping scene in the UK lost the champion in Liash, who of Lash Creations, who the ruler. I'm not going to start naming mods. Anyway, a fantastic Rilo, a fantastic bespoke mod designer. We featured his pipe on here.
And he made that mech, the Morcran.
You made the Morcran as well?
Yeah. Beautiful. That was.
He just a really, really nice guy. And I'll also say that whenever I've done, I don't even know how many raffles I've done in the years I've been doing it. Every time Lee saw me doing one, he always chucked a mod in. And it wouldn't be, it'd be his top end thing he did. I spoke to Lee a few times. It was always about things like that. And I spoke to him just before Christmas when we did a raffle on iOS just to give him some money for Christmas. And I think he raised over £1,000, and it really made a difference. When he sent me a message to thank me, and you all, and it made a massive difference. And I know the news really hit everybody who is in these communities because they are so close and it's really been James's current profile picture is on Facebook is Lee Ash, and it takes my breath away every single time. I don't know, James, do you want to say a little bit?
Lee was excuse me. He was a good,
tough, isn't it?
He was a good man. He was a really, really good man. I only spot him off a dozen times myself. I wasn't super duper close to Lee, but when I did speak to him, I instantly had an affinity for him. Super nice, super helpful, super generous, really genuine, great modder. He is probably the first high-end modder I ever knew about and craved his gear.
You really couldn't fault his work at all, could you? I mean,
his wood was great. He's a proper craftsman. I mean, there's modders out there, successful modders, who really need to take a little bit of a leaf out of his craftsman type book. Lovely lad, really lovely lad.
Wicked sense of humour as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Real shame. Real loss to the community. Real loss to the community. That's me.
Absolutely. And if you've got a beer with you at all around the country today, raise a glass or a whiskey or a wine to Lee Ash.
To Lee Ash.
To Lee.
Top man.
When we do these shows, every so often you get phone calls and you get messages that stop you just in your tracks. And Lee's was one of them. And when they come up, they're horrific. And we're all ex-smokers, and so we know that it's going to happen to some people. And it's fucking terrible. And yeah, that's it. I'm finished. Someone follow that.
Richard, your news.
Okay. I think there should be a picture, but I'm just going to touch on the hot thing of this week, which is the Recurve. The Recurve by Watofo and Mike Vapes. Mike Vapes, this is his third RDA, I believe. He did the Iconic and the Icon RDAs. He did those with the Vandy Vape. He's gone with Watofo this time. And it's quite an interesting RDA. It's 24 mil wide, but as you can see, obviously it bends right in. The actual deck is more like the deck would be on a 20 millimeter RDA. It's actually quite closed in.
They could quite easily make a 22 or a 20 mil version of this, couldn't they?
Yeah, very easily. Yeah, but not with the curve.
No.
Yeah, it's like the recoil. It's got a very, very thick wall, and that's part of the whole thing. The interesting bits on it are the fact that when you squonk it, because it's very, very much designed with squonking in mind. However, when you squonk it, the juice goes over those juice holes. But the length of those holes and the angle of those holes, it doesn't really come out. It never, in fact, with me, it's never actually come out of the holes. Your first sort of two after a big squonk, and it'll suck that juice back in. But yeah, you'll just hear a little bit of that when you do it. But it's a very interesting design. It's a very nice postless deck. You stick the coil right in the middle there, as I have, and it literally every time you squonk floods the deck. It's quite a nice, interesting piece.
It looks like it should vape really well.
Yeah, the flavor's very nice on it. It's got a lot of airflow, and so it's a single coil, but with a lot of airflow. So it's one of those where you need quite a chunky single coil in there.
Yeah, it's got to
get any action out of it.
At least in there, isn't it?
Yeah. A single.
I think it's good looking as well. To be fair. Yeah,
it's nice to see a bit of shape. We can knock that picture off now if you want, Rick. But yeah, it's nice. Yeah, it is. It's nice to see a bit of shape, a bit of design involved. You know, goon tips. It comes with a normal 510 pin if you just want to drip with it. Yeah, it is. It's an interesting piece. It's definitely his best RDA to date. It's got all the nice little touches, nice little extras, like you know, when you're turning it, it locks in, so you can turn it off easily without.
I like the velocity he had.
Yeah. So that's nice. Yeah. So I'm gonna do a review this weekend, this weekend of this. And to be fair, it's a nice, interesting budget squonk option. I would say, again, though, it is one of these things where, like we just said, you're going to have to be a Clapton fan. You can't put a round wire single build in here and expect to get results. But yeah,
you could probably wedge a couple of small ID ones in the middle there, just about, maybe.
Yeah, I'd love in another couple of weeks. Hopefully the builders, if you like, will get hold of it, and it will actually be genuinely interesting to see what people do with this deck. That's and again, that's a sign of an interesting RDA when there are build options, and it'd be interesting to see what people.
Mark ranks he can get 2 coils in it. He says in chat.
Yeah, you definitely can. There is the space, and the way the clamps work on it's a postless deck, but it literally is just a Phillips head going in, so it never twists or turns those. So there's definitely room for maneuver with those. So I think that's I think one of the more interesting ones, and it's the same offenders, isn't it? Watofo just seem to be able to, whether they're working with someone or not, do something a bit more interesting than the mainstream.
They do generally make decent stuff, don't they? They have done for a few years now. Well, a couple of years.
Have you got an RRP on that?
It's just standard Watofo, so 25.
You can buy one of them, keep 15 quid, and you don't own a mini Wassa flip it.
Yeah. It's right. It does overshadow other single coil budget options. You know, like the D Pro. It's better than the D Pro for a start. So interesting and quite nice.
I don't know why we haven't got more concaved decks. You know, the kind of the roundness of the inside of the deck. It seems to me that the obvious internal shape to allow for smooth airflow.
It reminds me of do you remember the Vicious Ant Cyclone? That's what it looks like, a big fat brother of that.
Because of the way I mean the actual internals, with the way it's concave on the inside, allowing the air to kind of circulate straight up around the coil rather than being. I know air obviously is drawn the way it should be drawn, but I don't understand why we've got right angles on the internals of decks, to be honest with you.
I reckon it's the sort of thing that someone else will have designed before, but when they saw that when you squonk it, the juice has to go over the holes, and they just ran a mile. They thought people would freak out about that. It'll flood, it'll leak, or whatever. And I think they've been bold enough to actually try it in the real world, and it genuinely doesn't seem to be an issue that the juice literally goes over the holes. Interesting. But yeah, the one thing I have seen about it, I should say, is it is a little bit similar to, I think it's the Kylin Mini deck. But to that, I say nonsense. I mean, it's a similar shape and whatever, but that was an RTA. That had a totally different purpose.
There's so many blooming RDAs, RTAs out there. You can't get a unique deck now. There isn't.
And someone is always going to draw a comparison somewhere, aren't they? Oh, always.
I don't see that criticism when we went through 6 months of literally everything having a velocity deck.
But they all said they got a velocity style deck, though, didn't they?
Yeah, but I mean, there's only so many ways of clamping a coil, isn't there? So
yeah, it is. It's all been done, hasn't it? Now.
So I really don't see that as criticism, although I have seen a bit of that on social media. But again, I really don't pay any mind to that at all. So that is that. The other thing I need to do is the Hoff.
Hoff.
We were at a loose end with the Hoff this week. We thought we've just done RDA, we've just done RTA. We could go down the regulated mod route and stuff again, and we thought we would do lunch. Now, I don't know whether it was our naivety or our group's ignorance, but every 95 to 135 people just saying their favourite lunch,
yes,
didn't kind of work for the poll.
It had to be a sort of type of food.
Yeah,
complete lunch, really, doesn't it?
I think I was hoping for broader. So
I only just got this joke when you brought it up, Richard.
So so I was hoping for broader things like, I don't know, burger or sandwich, and then people could thumb up that and they could agree that a burger or a sandwich might be nice. But instead people would say, no, not a cheeseburger, a chili burger. Or
they're getting very specific with their sandwiches, weren't they, as well?
Halloumi and mushroom, whatever.
Yeah.
So that kind of fell flat. So what I thought I would do is I would put our classic lunches up.
Have you not just put my rap name up instead? The joke with my wife, and that is how I realised what the joke was.
Yours was the trickiest because you have a wide spectrum of a wide variety of terrible lunches.
Absolutely.
You should have had a tangerine in there though as well.
Yeah.
Two tangerines.
I like the fact that that Richard remembered that Chili Wraps is my stage name.
I thought chili wraps was for me.
That is for Rick, but I like the Easter egg that it's also John's name.
Yeah.
So it's ours. So it's our lunches. So obviously we've got my Uncle Ben's rice. We've got Rick's chili wraps, which technically he has for dinner.
Yes,
more
true.
than lunch.
Do you know what? I'll probably have them tomorrow for lunch because we had chili tonight.
I had chili for lunch tonight as well. It's good.
Yeah. Perfect. So so that obviously is chili wraps is Rick's, and ham salad sandwich with no egg is James's, obviously, which is quite a nice one. And then obviously biltong,
yes,
is Brad's tipple.
You can't just have biltong for your lunch, though.
Yes,
you need a bit more than just biltong, don't you?
What would you have it with? You
wouldn't have it with it. It is a snack, though. It's not really a lunch, isn't it? Although some might say it's a meal if you're a cowboy or.
John, you're a cowboy. Is that a meal?
Fuck off.
You'd need to have a wet, plenty of drink, you need plenty of moisture in your mouth to make a meal out of biltong, really.
So it's more akin to a pork scratching than it is a.
But it's dried, isn't it? It's just
it's dried meat, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I thought it was there to be used for what? I thought it was more versatile than it sounds like it is.
No, it's just jerky. That's all it is.
Yeah, it's jerky. Yeah.
Right. So that's Brad's, obviously, and then we've got
Scotch egg and a yogurt.
Scottish egg and a yogurt, which is John's. But I mean, John has had that for lunch, but he doesn't he doesn't have the identical.
It's a Scottish egg, not a Scotch egg.
Yeah, so Scottish egg, which was also a little Easter egg. That I like that too. Somebody corrected you in the comments, which made me laugh even more.
Yeah, a few people aren't keen enough followers to spot what we did here.
There are so many people who just do not watch the show on that group. So many
I think it's a Scottish egg or a Scotch egg.
Yeah, some people saying Scotch egg, some people saying, why wasn't this in the poll? It's like, well, there's only 5 of us. So it was in the end just a bit of fun, and I hope you guys agree that Uncle Ben's rice, no chili wraps, no ham salad sandwich is going in the Hall of Fame.
They are not. No, that was very funny though.
Just a bit of fun this week. I hope no one's too upset about that. But
I'm sure they will.
But it's just it was interesting to hear how incredibly extravagant everyone's lunches are out there.
Oh, I think because I did. So you said because I went with crispy chili chicken wings, rack of ribs and chips. That is the ultimate lunch. You can't move for the rest of the day.
Good.
It's nice.
Yeah. I suppose it was more. It turned into more the perfect lunch.
Yeah, it went all Instagram, didn't it? Because nobody on Instagram just posting ham salad sandwiches. They're all posting, I've fannied on all day with this and that. I take a stream photo. They've got a nice restaurant or whatever, and it went a bit like that. Never mind.
But It was fun.
It was good. It was a good little poll. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot.
So, James, what's in the news?
In the news, well, I'm gonna have to try. I'm gonna try and whiz. How we're doing for time? I'm gonna try and whiz through these. I've got a few little bits of bobs
not terrible.
to show you, along with I've got some pics. Rick, the first thing I'm going to talk about is the Regadillo, which is the 3D printed.
You called it the armadillo in the script.
It's the company is Armadillo.
All right.
And this
I'm guessing what one it is. You haven't labelled them again.
It's the 3D printed. It's I think they're called.
I know what it is. I've seen it.
I'm really waiting to go.
There's a lot of them. There's a lot of them. So this is the Regadillo. This is.
I think it's this. Is this it?
It is this. This is this. It is this. This is from Armadillo Mods. This is Ash Sycamore and Francisco Shaw.
Is it crunchy on the outside and smooth in the middle?
It is crunchy on the outside and smooth. It's called the Armadillo because it's quite hard wearing.
Oh, good.
It's a 3D printed mod. They've been around for about a year or so, and they have been doing your regular kind of 3D printed box mods, mech mods, and they've got quite a good name for themselves. And these have been kind of popping up the last few weeks as he's had prototypes and he's kind of refining it and doing a few bits and bobs. He's taking it very seriously. I spoke to Ash about this. He's taking it very seriously.
Lovely,
and it's looking really good, and it's really piqued my interest, especially with the board that's in there, the DNA 75C, which I probably think is probably the best board out there at the minute.
It's got the size down as well. It's a good size, isn't it?
It looks tiny. The size is 73 by 26 by 51.5. It's like a centimeter, less than a centimeter bigger than the original Armadillos. Are tiny. They're absolutely tiny, and this is just a smidge bigger. It's designed around the board. It's a DNA 75C. At the minute they're all alamide. They're all 3D printed. The way he's curved, the way he's designed it, it's got a little bit of a curved back. I don't know whether one of the photos maybe shows the curved back on there and make it a little bit ergonomic.
Not really.
I've not included one of them in there. You just have to take my word for it. It's all silver contacts. Uses the MM510. It's got
champion
silicon in there. So everything's silicon, but everything's silver contact wise. But you can see, I think it looks like he's actually covered them up there and made them super duper safe. It is. One of the things I quite like about it is the way he's got the board separate. You know, you see people kind of just adding a board. I don't want to mention any names, but you see people adding a board to sort of a mech style, and the board's often exposed and that sort of thing. And I really do not like that sort of thing. So you can see there, the board is
hopefully keep it drier as well.
Keep the juice out of there. So I say this is Ash Sycamore. It's Francisco Shaw. And these two dudes apparently just met in a B&M about a year or so ago. Went interested in squabbling. and kind of took it from there, started talking. But they've now brought a third dude on board. That's Toby Wild. So it is the Regadillo. What I really like about this is not just the board, not just the styling. It is the fact that he's taken an existing and bonny looking 3D printed mech, and he's taken that step into regulated. And there's not a lot of people who have done that. I know Frankenskull, I've seen their Electra or whatever it's called, but I've not seen anybody actually buying one or using one. And I'm not sure how many other people have went from, a 3, because there's loads of, there's loads of them out there, and there's absolutely loads of them, and a lot of them are very, very similar, and all fine and dandy, However, I love the fact that he's taken that sort of, for me, that next step into proper vaping. Sorry, I don't mean that. But I do mean that, into proper vaping. That's right. Into regulated vaping, and I love it. I think it's a great looking. There's a couple of pics of later on of the purple one, and he's got purple doors, and I think that's going to be a superb combo. I'd love to. I'm really.
Yeah, sorry, yeah, I didn't see it.
There's the purple. There's the comparison. So you got to remember that one on the left there is the original Armadillo, and it's you can see by the, if you look at the back
to there, isn't it?
It is. Yeah. If you look at the form factor in comparison to the battery on the actual the one on the left, the mech version, this is a tiny box.
Yeah,
he's added basically just the size of a board to the thing. I love that purple.
I like that purple one better than the red one.
I do. I love the purple, and he's got a it's kind of a burgundy purple alamide, and I think the burgundy purple with the alamide with the purple doors, that sort of semi see-through, the perspex. I love it. I think it's going to be a great looking one. Ash, I want to probably be in touch at some point.
Yeah, they're nice. I like the look of
that. The price is pretty good as well. We're looking at about 230s approximating, I think, at the minute.
Yeah, there's a fair bit of work and cost. There's cost involved in this.
Absolutely. And I don't think that's a bad price at all. It's a good looking mod. It's a great board. It is an absolutely great board. The company's got a good name for itself, and I really, really like it. So,
you did it as well. Oh, blimey, there's loads of photos of it.
There is. I bunged in loads. He sent us 1 million. He sent us lots.
Very nice.
Looks great. Looks really, really good.
So they should. There's the purple there. So they should be landing a small batch before the end of the month, and then probably on a weekly or so basis via Google.randomizers.
Yeah, good stuff. Looks great.
Nice.
Yeah, I like it.
What's next in the new tray, James?
Next thing is, I saw this just yesterday or the day before. This is H Cigar's new squonker, the Aurora. Have you got that there, Rick? This is a new squonker from H Cigar. This is an 80-watt squonker. These are all just kind of promo pics.
Looks like a watch to me and a camera.
Yeah, I haven't got any real world.
What's that then? That down there.
That's a drive Batava. It looks like a microphone.
Is it a selfie stick or something?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Is that a selfie stick, is it?
Yeah. It's the cool kids kit bag.
That mod looks blooming nice, actually, doesn't it?
It's a small looking device. It's looking pretty cushy. It's got a style about it without a shadow of a doubt.
Well, that picture there, I think it's just a render, but it looks lovely.
Have you seen the other pics?
Next one, let's have a look.
Oh, okay. I don't like it now.
No, you're not so keen on that. I think it's definitely got a style to it.
It's very keenly priced, though, James.
It is.
That's a Craig mod. Craig will like that one.
Yeah, I quite like it. I think it's a stylish looking bit of kit. Now, obviously, previously, H Cigar have been using the Evolve boards in their previous squonkers, as far as I'm aware. This is not going to be an Evolve board. It's going to be their own board in there. It's 80-watt squonker. It's going to take 21 700s. One of the pictures, if you see this picture here, you can see what we've got there. What looks like a slidery button sort of thing with 18650 on it. Now, I've not got any actual details, but it looks as though that's going to be something to kind of scoot the contact up or make the actual
yeah, that's right,
The battery. Oh, do you know about this, do you, Rich?
Only bits and bats, yeah. But it's got a clever sleeve that allows you to use 18650s.
Apparently, it goes from 21700 to 2700 down to 18650. Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice.
It is 92 by 58 by 27, so it's quite a chunky little fella. It's only available in black. We have got a pick here of the red because apparently if the black kicks off, they are going to build.
What's the Zippo lighter next to it?
They are going to build a red.
We have got the king of graphic design, John Malcolm, saying every single picture is a render.
Oh yeah, it is.
Oh no, that is a shame, isn't it?
This is the way people do stuff. I get it. It makes sense.
I genuinely, there's some of these renders are so good. Like that, there was one that Rich showed today on the chat, and I couldn't. You can barely tell that the renders. You really can't. Especially when you look at them. I look at a lot of these photos on forums.
That's not a render, though, is it? Or is it?
Well, John reckons they all are. I'm going with John.
I think it is. I think the reason they do it is just to allow them to continue the hype. If they show the renders first, it gives them an excuse to show the real thing.
I think it's fine for us to also say it's a render.
I mean, the thing is, these are landing before the end of the month. Hopefully, they're available for order, sort of thing. Now, I got these pictures here from steamisland.com. I was speaking to Rob about it, and he should have them in before the end of the month. And he also said, he's a lovely Rob Ramus, said he's going to donate one to the group for the next charity event. So there will be one of the it's not in time for this coming up charity event.
Close. They've even rendered that kettle. That's a render.
Is it? So anyway, so that's the new Aurora Squonk from the store, and at steamisland.com you're looking at 55 quid for those. I think that's a good price. I think it's a really
that's good. That's good. Yeah, I think it's value.
I mean, the styling might not be everybody's cup of tea. I think it looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
And that is the H Cigar Aurora
55 quid. I've got a lot less to argue about of £55.
Absolutely. Considering what you've got in your pocket for
it's over there on the floor.
On the sofa couch.
It's probably worth saying as well. It's not H Cigar's first squonker. Obviously, they did that inbox thing. So you'd like to think that the bottle should be all right, and the way it's squonked should be all right, and the 510 and stuff. So it might be a really nice budget option.
Really, absolutely. But time will tell, won't it? Time will tell. But now is what we're looking at. Next one is the Melody update.
A lot of people would that they had them at Jam.
Pardon?
Oh yeah,
Jam.
The Melody.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was there. He had a stand at. He had a stand at Jam.
Absolutely, that was one of the things I saw at Jam. There's just some. This is like harking back to show 1, 2, 3 when I mentioned these coming out, and obviously because we've had Jam at the weekend, there was a few photos released, and I just thought they were really quite. Some of the ones were really quite bonny. Now I think there might be a little bit of photo trickery, kind of making them pop.
They do look. They are very nice looking mods.
Yeah, but in the flesh, they're very, very pretty as well.
So these are the FET ones. These are the Bomber Pros, whatever the word like I said that I spoke about in episode 1, 2, 3. Just a few pics to show you. Just of the.
I was pleasantly surprised when I was.
Reese has just put in chat. Had it, broke it in 5 minutes.
Yeah, but it's only because the 510 wasn't tight enough.
Oh, okay.
I can say he's going to be changing these slightly.
Yeah. I don't know where you were, John, when this was going down.
I missed it. I do remember Reese saying that it was.
He's currently, and Reese bought one like it. The 510 hasn't got a metal tube or anything. You have a bit of a job getting the silicone over the pin on the 510. Because he didn't realise I sold metal tubes that Chris Scott and Mike Dacus and that use. And I was having a good chat to him, and he's actually going to put, I think, the Dinky Plus 10 in there and a metal tube that goes right down as well.
Superb. Nice. Absolutely superb.
So, but he's a lovely bloke.
Yeah, really nice chap.
Yeah, dead friendly. Good. Yeah, and I was really surprised. I was really pleased because I don't know everybody that buys my stuff. So to see a lovely mod like the Melody, it's always been a great mod, isn't it?
Yeah. I saw they had Sunbox were there. They're busy. I think they were dealing with returns.
But I was really pleased to see them using the MM510 on there.
Yeah, very groovy, very groovy. So not a mod showcase, but just kind of like I say, a little bit of an update and
yeah.
They were very pretty, and they were a very nice size as well.
Very good,
very natty.
Very good, very good.
Yeah.
Okay. Next thing is again, this is part of episode 123, where I had a little bit of a feature called
the man behind the meme.
Man behind the meme. And on that, I kind of showed that picture that was circulating, and that seems to have took off a little bit because at Jam we've got a few more kind of man behind the meme type photos. So I've got a few of these kind of saved.
Really?
Into the drive, yeah. These kind of came up, and they made us laugh. And like I said at the time, it could have been any one of us. And because we all do it, we all take them photos of our muds next to our beer or next to our dinner or whatever it may be. And so I've got a few of them in the file there, Rick. It's a few more man behind the meme type.
Have you? Oh, I can't.
Oh no!
They are there, Rick. They're there.
Let's see what we can do.
I don't know what I'm looking at.
I've
got a bloke here. I've got a bloke. Oh, okay. Yeah, here we go. Yeah.
Here we are. I knew we had man behind the meme things. I knew we had it. I knew it did.
I suppose this is a man behind the meme, is it?
It is. It is. This is a man behind the meme right here. Will you stop with that? Right. Okay, let's get rid of that. So yeah, this is a lovely bloke and all. This is Sean. This is the Hellfire Squad kind of behind the scenes, taking some photos. There should be the actual photo that he took. The photo he took was awful. Is there a kind of a really white that's it there?
Oh fuck.
So we've got this one, and then I think we've got Max de Silva as well. Is also.
Oh yeah, I do remember that one.
As a man behind the meme. There's Max there. Take a photo of his.
That was on Thursday. That was on Thursday before Jam.
Yeah, Thursday night. There's a little bit of Mark ski in the background there.
Yeah, a bit of ski in the background.
Yeah.
I don't know how I went the whole Saturday without having a chat with Max. Oh well.
It's Max from Tide Acres.
Busy taking his pictures.
He's a bit busy with that. Look, doing things.
There's Max's photo there. So
that's just our view for the whole of the weekend, isn't it? That Caledonian and a view of the
the fox.
The thingy there, yeah.
So that was just another little update. Okay, what do we have next? We had I did a poll. I did another food-based, healthy food-based debate on the. So I should have a chart there, Rick.
That you haven't got.
Oh no!
I definitely have. It's all there. It's all there. I uploaded it just this evening.
Oh yes, it is. It is.
I know it is.
I've got it.
Steak graph.
Oh, there's so many photos in there. I just get so many.
I know. I'm sorry.
It's good that there's so many. It's good.
There we are. There we are. Look at that. That's
want to talk about it before I put it on?
It's the steak pie chart. Look at that. Not the steak pie chart. It's the steak pie chart. The steak pie chart, not the steak pie chart. Steak pie chart. So an overwhelming majority of people, you didn't say there, 145, nearly 50% of people went for medium rare on their steak.
Only way to eat your steak, innit?
We also had obviously we had quite a section there with rare. So no, 3/4 of our
did well done even make it onto the chart?
Well done.
No,
apparently not.
Good.
Medium well. So we had so medium rare and rare. They're 3/4 of our people. We've got a few on medium. A small percentage wanted blue. A few medium rares. WIEECTHO is wipe its arse and cut the horns off.
Yes.
And we had a few black bean burgers. A few still faintly mooing. And then we had a few that were still on the cow, carrot, and then one that was served to a vegan for the lols.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So that was our steak pie
That
chart.
should have got more than that. It's 2% or 1%, I think.
Don't you never waste steak.
It's true.
That's our steak pie chart. Remember, not a steak pie chart, steak pie chart.
And very good it was too.
Make sure you're
Right.
I-
We're going to do.
Go on then.
What I'm doing now?
Travava.
No, we're not going to talk about UGS raffle. Just a quick shout out to
yeah,
the
go on then.
raffle.
Oh, sorry.
UGS raffle was this week, and they managed to raise £5,310 in a tremendous effort from the UGS people. Loads of people put in prizes. Goes to DMV really, as it always does on UGS. And I just wanted to give them a little bit of a shout out to see it. Well done, splendid.
Good lads.
Everybody who bought a ticket, everybody who put in prizes, including you lovely iOS chaps.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Well done, everybody. Okay, should we go try it for 12 hours?
At speed, it's 40.
Things that remind you of vaping, but they aren't really vaping at all.
Hello and welcome to this week's Try for Java. Things that remind you of vaping, but aren't really vaping at all. Let's get them through. Let's just whiz through them because there's loads. Oh, this is from.
Oh, we saw the man wearing the t-shirt.
Absolutely. This is from Bob Clark. I don't want to say he's the king of Try for Java's, but definitely a prince. Definitely a prince.
Definitely a prince.
He
Or a
made
fucking
a
t-shirt.
This is the Dead Rabbit t-shirt. It's probably a hair, but
No, it's a rabbit.
It's a rabbit.
It's definitely a rabbit.
it's his double one because it's got unicorn on the kids coat as well. That's from Bob Clark. Next one.
Low Pro.
The Low Pro, absolutely. I can't remember who this is from. I've got these all wrote down. I'll bring up my try of Vitava.
Yeah, it hasn't got a name, that one. It's from Facebook 1523476662492.
Well, thank you very much. Facebook 152344766. Sorry if I've not put your name on there.
What's a low pro? I don't know.
It's that Atty, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but what is it really a picture of?
Drain cover.
Drain.
Ah, right. Fair
Or it's a gas probe cover.
Gas. Yeah. It must be gas, but it's some sort of manhole cover sort of thing.
Not bad. Not bad.
Not bad at all. Next one.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
This is from Adnan.
That's a bottle you want to push, isn't it?
Look at that. It's a skunk. It's a skunk. It's got a nice little bit of patina on it. Nice little bit of patina. And then I think that's probably silicon.
Definitely. Definitely soft.
Yeah. Squishy. Nice one. Next one.
Yeah.
Next one. Let's whiz through them. Come on.
This is the oldest one in history ever.
Oh, fuck
It is. This is from Andy Hayes, and you got a little bit of stick on the groove for this one. This has done the rounds.
It's a repeat.
It is a repeat, but you know, poor Andy. I thought he got that much stick on the group. We should probably just pop it up there. Next one. Let's whiz through them. Come on. Let's go. Here we're going to move into the Bob Clark section.
That's quite a good one.
It is a good one from Bob. His quality has been spot on this week. Yeah. Absolutely spot on. I've got no idea what that is. It's obviously USB power.
Well, we've got another repeat coming up from Bob here. I don't know if he missed it the first time, but look. We've had this before, the Scott Bonner soap, haven't we?
We've certainly had something very similar. I don't know whether it was that particular one. But it looks just like a bit of...
Giving that?
Turnwood FX.
We're going to get to the reach in a minute.
There's some. Oh, that's a good picture.
This is a good one. No, this is a telescope.
It's a telescope, and it looks exactly like a telescope reaching.
No, that looks like a
telescope.
It's mod-like. It's mod-like.
It is.
It literally is a picture of someone reaching.
Yeah.
What I didn't like about this one was the scary cat's eyes in the corner. Okay, next one.
What, fog?
Fog.
This is just literally fog. This is from Bert Fenton.
Who sent this?
Bert Fenton.
Bert Fenton, yeah.
You're reaching.
But it reminds him of vaping. It reminded me, he thought, look at that. That reminds me of vaping. I want to take a photo of that and I'm going to send it in. And it got on the show. Excellent. Next one.
Seek help.
Oh yeah, this is good. This one.
This was from Chris. This is from Christian, the Bellcat Master. Yeah. This wasn't actually. I wasn't actually put down as a try for Tava. However, it does look a bit like one of our hosts, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
Nice.
Good one.
Yeah, but I think
And
his arms are.
the monkey's wearing my shorts as well.
Yeah.
They are tight shorts for a monkey.
They look great on me.
Next one, I was umming and ahhing about including this one's from Colin Albans. It reminded him of
What?
the what's he called? The purple dude. You know, the purple dude. He's on all the groups, man. You know that
Thing that reminds you of Mark because he never shuts the fuck up about purple.
Yeah, the purple one, yeah, but reminded him of him. We'll put it in. Yeah.
I like purple. I like purple. I like purple. Purple. I like purple. All right, Mark.
He also said that it reminded him of him because he drinks fruit tea. Anyway, next one. Let's go.
Fizzberries.
Fizz,
Because-
as in fizzy. I do get that. That's fine, fizz.
Yeah,
From
next.
Not crazy. What's it called?
Next one. Here we go. Oh, this is from Dan Willett. This is we've got a few
Nev.
notes this week. This is Nev, Northeast
That
Vapers.
works.
We run.
Bit reach. Not many people know about Nev, really.
They don't. This you should know if you're from the Northeast, or if you're not from the Northeast, search out Northeast Vapers. Open brackets, Nev, close brackets.
Do you accept people that aren't your own?
Yeah,
Oh,
no, I remember.
absolutely. We're
I
not
think I'm in there, actually.
Oh,
as
no,
well.
I
racist.
was.
Not racist. Yeah. There's loads. This is Jan Fine Art. That's what that is.
Oh, I didn't even notice. Oh, I like that.
And it's G.A.N.Fine Art.
That's still reaching a bit, though, isn't it?
No, it's not. No, it's to
Remind
do
them
with the
of
company
Vape.
I run.
You know the rules, Rick. Come on, let's next one.
Vape.
This
works.
one says vape. Of course, it's going to remind
That
me.
is a stove coil. I remember. Rip Trippers making that stove coil.
What is it? An insect catcher or something? A sticky thing or something?
No, it's an incense burner. You burn it.
Yeah, I think it's to ward off.
Yeah, mosquitoes. Or something.
Mosquitoes or whatever.
And to attract elephants.
Yes,
Nebs.
we all want that.
Who doesn't want elephants?
Well, we do. It's killing them all too quick, aren't they? You got to look after. Got to get them near you so you can look after them.
I'd rather have a mosquito in my garden than an elephant. Next
I
one,
definitely wouldn't.
trample your flowers. This one.
What?
What is that?
I love this one. This was from Frank Higgins. There should be a supporting photo to go with this one.
We actually put a dead body on the show. Oh God!
This is what reminded them of.
Spot on.
These are lovely
thought that
mods.
was-
These are beautiful mods.
I thought it was absolutely cracking. That really made me laugh. Thank you very much, Frank.
No.
Next one.
Oh, hang on. Lost it.
Ian Schwarz next. It's a tank.
Definitely reaching. That's ludicrous.
Tank? Just because it's a tank?
Yes.
That was all I could get. It's a tank.
He's in
Oh,
chat.
Right.
See if he'll
man.
defend himself.
Tiger. Tiger. It's got tiger. That's a type of coil as well, actually.
It's a doubler.
Good Christ!
Double reaching.
Double
Not just
reach.
that, at the back there it says fire exit. When we all stopped smoking, then we all exit. That's not right. I'll shut up. Next one.
This has got to be the best one up this week, I reckon. Because I actually thought
That
that
was
was
good.
Phil Basardo.
It's got the same eyes as well.
It's exactly like Phil
eyeballs.
Basardo.
It is. This is a really good one. This is a really, and a couple of people posted this, which makes us think that the original poster didn't actually pause the telly and take this particular photo. But this is the longest episode of Judge Judy or whatever that there's ever been, starring Phil Basardo.
It's uncanny how much it looks like him, isn't it?
It is.
I presume he's up there for his moody velocity decks.
Yeah.
So it was James Story who actually originally posted that one.
Oh, that'd be really good. Actually.
I can't. What confused me about this one was the program and this. What is this? Claims bus had many upgrades. What does that mean?
It's Judge Judy.
Yeah.
So you get the defendant on one side and the prosecution on the other, and then she makes her mind up. But Richard's really caught onto me.
I'm a big fan of the program. I've watched it lots of times.
How awesome would it be to have Dino on the other side? That'd be just amazing. Just Dino going, "No, you fucking stole it. It's bullshit. You're
It's a
a
clone.
fucking asshole. Don't use those fucking decks, you fucking little shit." Love it. Love Dino.
That's a good
Brilliant.
one.
Next one. This is from Lassie Alvenen.
Overning.
SMM.
Suck my mod.
Oh Christ, that is reaching. Next.
Bring it on.
Next. Seen this one already. This is an old one.
We've had this one before. This is our old stop valve, whatever it is. Safe vapors. Next one.
We should do a greatest hits week.
This way we should.
We could do an ultimate Trivatava of the year at the end of the year.
That's a brilliant. Oh, I had thought about trying to download all of the shows and do like just literally all of the Trivatavas, but it's probably hours and hours worth. This one here is this is bad. This is I
don't even know what it is.
It's vapes. So sort of.
It's not. That is the worst. That's the worst one. Frank's better than that.
Next one, Frank.
That's not much better.
That's pretty bad as well.
If it reminds you of vaping.
That's quite good.
It is.
That works.
Yeah.
Give me that.
It's like retro, future retro. Like if we're in 5 years' time we're vaping in the past or something. I like it. Next one.
Hey,
this is not a bad one. It's not a bad one. Got the tash.
I like it.
Got the tash. Some people have no idea what that's all about.
Company logo is that.
Next one.
Venom.
From the hooks. Venom.
Oh, is it Venom? I got it as Nom. I thought it was Mr. Mark Dodd. I thought it was Nom.
I totally get it. When I first saw it, I was like Nom. Oh, I was like, oh no, it's Venom. And this one here, talk about it's pretty on point for this week as well.
Yeah,
this week. Good, jolly good. Thank you very much. The hooks. This one here.
Oh yes, of course. I know about this. The horse blankets.
Oh, Mark Todd, a horse blanket. Yeah. Very good.
Yeah, he makes a whole range of all sorts of things.
That is actually not a horse blanket. I don't know if you know, but Todd actually, if you must recognise that, I do. Todd actually donates his old shirts to horses. And then signs them.
He's all about the charity, that lad, isn't he?
That is actually a Todd shirt.
He's good like that.
He's a good man. He's a good man.
Bless him.
Next one.
This isn't.
That is the worst.
I still do not know what this really is. We decided
your vagina.
This is Fanny Biscuit. I'm not entirely sure why we put Fanny Biscuit on here. Why Fanny Biscuit reminds them of vaping.
It's because see you next Tuesday reminds him of vaping.
Okay, excellent. Well, we like that one. Thanks, Volker. We like your Fanny Biscuit. Next one.
Last one. Okay.
Is it a good one? Yeah, it's a good one. It's good. Paula, isn't it?
I quite like that K on there. It's quite a nice K. It could be looking good on a mod. That would.
She thought this was a mod. She thought this was a mod when she saw this advertisement on.
I think you could take that apart and make that into a mod.
Doesn't it look like it looks a bit like an 80s inhaler?
It does look a bit like it.
It's a pen of some sort.
Healers haven't changed.
It's hair colour, isn't it?
It's got ink in it.
Hair colour, yeah.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, it's hair dye because there was a couple of jokes made that me and Todd were users of Just for Men. So.
Oh.
I use boot polish. I use what's it called?
Yeah, that is good though.
It is a good one. I liked it a lot.
It's a good one. Well done, Paula.
Polish you, young
right. We are nearly 2 hours in. What's up?
Sorry about that.
It's all right. Lovely. Rick, have you got a?
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, I have. Do you want it?
Yeah, we want it.
You really want it? You sure?
We really turned sexual so quick.
I can't find. Oh, there it is. There we go. Can you hear that? Yeah. Good. You can hear it. Well, if you can hear it, it only means one thing, doesn't it?
Yes, Fanny Biscuits.
It means it's time to show you some Fanny Biscuits. Nah. Mod showcases. I've got two to show you by two established lads, but they put lovely mods up, and I want to show them off because they're blooming lovely. First one I'm going to say is from a lovely friend, Matt Johnson.
Lovely. Fine mods,
yeah. And he's been messing about, making a couple of new bits and getting things in order and I think this is a nice flasky mod.
I like that bit near the switch. The hammered bit near the switch is fantastic. I like the fact he'd left the texture on there too. It's great.
Yeah, it almost looks like he's got a sort of hammered texture on that plate.
Yeah, I love it. Love it. It's really good.
Yeah, so I thought that was really nice, and
He's gone central with the 510, which is,
I think, far too little. I think we love a bit of stab wood, obviously, but I like a bit of natural wood as well. You know, you can't beat the feel of it. It dries out, then you have to put some wax or oil on it, and I like natural wood.
It's a very tidy job.
Yeah, and I know it'll takes maintenance a real bit of wood, but I like that.
But that bit of wood's just going to get better and better looking.
Yeah, it'll get a bit darker. It'll get grimy, a bit grimy from your oil on your hands, and
all those grains will pick up and they'll go dark. It'll look dark.
So I think that's lovely. Well done, Matt. That's really nice. Awesome. And next up, some of us have seen these in the flesh at the weekend. Whoever went to Jam, but Eddie May making these curve squonkers.
Yes, yeah.
He couldn't get them out of the bag because they're out of the box because I think people just wanted to have them.
Yeah, they are. They're definitely well made. They're not as big as it looks in the photos. This
Nowhere
is what
near as big as it looks.
No, they look really bulbous because he's taking a picture from higher up. They look more bulbous in the photos than they actually are. But these are beautifully worked. They're well made. They're 3 days' work each. These mods.
They're really gorgeous.
And we saw them in the flesh at the weekend, and they're lovely, really lovely.
And a couple of homies snagged them, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Did Colin got one? Did he?
Green one.
Lovely.
Yeah, they're lovely, and he's making some more this week as well. He's making 3 more, I think. It's going to be a case
videos as well.
Yeah, it's going to be a case of getting on the group, and he'll just say when they're done, there'll be a sort of fastest X1 wins it probably.
Oh, that one might be Colin's. That one
there, it could be. I will say, if you're not, go and join the Darwin Mods group anyway, because you get to see the videos then being done, and also Chris Scott Mackenzie. He did a time lapse video this week as well, and they're both doing it. And it's to see these men do what they do is incredible. They're so good.
They're both making amazing things.
So's Matt, but yeah, those time lapse videos are great, especially when you're an idiot like me. I can't do anything like that, so I love watching those.
I think this one might be my favourite one that I've got a picture of, and that's just understated, gentlemanly.
Yes, lovely.
And that's actually probably stabilised, but it's natural, and I like it. I love it. Brilliant, Eddie. Really good. Keep it up, mate. And that's Eddie Darwin Mods.
Weekend. And good to see you at the weekend.
Oh yeah, great. It's always good to see Eddie. We love Eddie. So yeah, that's Eddie Darwin Mods, and that is Mod Chokers of the Week.
Lovely.
If you liked what you saw, get on the group on www.facebook.com.
Right. So, insanely quickly, we're going to very quickly do a troll of the week. It's not the Trump book this week. I was saying to John, one of my favourite things is Amazon movie reviews.
Brilliant.
And so I'm just going to do a few of those. Here's the first one.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so the film, I should say, is Creed. The Creed, which was the 7th in the set of Rocky films. 1 star. I would recommend this movie for Rocky fans, but make sure you, after watching Shrek before this movie, it was not even comparable. I would recommend this movie for Rocky fans, but make sure you watch this before you watch Shrek. Solid point. Well made.
Solid. Absolutely solid.
Hunger Games, 1 star. This is from Ryan. Hunger isn't a game.
I quite like Hunger Games. It's quite a good series of films, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all right. It's a book and that. But yeah, he makes a valid point. A bit political, but maybe not in the spirit of the motion picture. But
you could make a game out of it if you really wanted to. It could be quite an interesting game, Hunger.
They probably have in China.
Yeah.
Next one, Drive is the film. Amazon Customer is the reviewer. 1 star, great flick, highly recommend it. This movie has 1 star, and that star is Ryan Gosling. Great flick. Highly recommend it. Slightly missing the point of the way
like
the scoring system works. And last but not least, if I can pull it up very quickly, this one, which is The Jungle Book, not a classic. Boy drinks wolf's milk, and baby elephant had haircut like a man. Not a classic.
Oh, Rudyard Kipling would disagree. Who doesn't like Barloo singing? Fucking amazing.
I think it is a classic, but he just makes some valid points.
It's true.
Yeah. I don't know. It'd probably be all right to drink wolf's milk.
Yeah, can't see a problem. If you can milk one, be all right. You can milk anything with breasts.
Was Tarzan a baby?
At some point.
Monkey's milk.
Probably.
Ape milk.
Ape milk.
Yeah.
I think it was, there is a drink that apes make, but I can't remember what it is. They just roll it into a barrel in the middle of a village, and then they just give it away.
John, hunger is not a game.
Right, I'm going to do a couple of things just to end the show with. One of them is a very, very humble thank you to, I'm sure Richard and Rick will echo, and that thank you is, and Brad, if he was here.
What about me? Am I not echoing this?
You can echo. You can echo. I was going to say thank you to everybody who came up to us at Jam. I mean, you can, but it would be like, echo away, son. Echo
Thanks for
away.
everybody who came up to them at Jam. Thanks.
It was really, really good. There was so not going to name people. No, I don't think so. It was. If you were there, you know you were there, and it was fantastic. Sat outside the Fox. I think I probably spent a cumulative hour and a half in Jam on Saturday and the rest of the time at the Fox. I definitely did not give my pass to other people so they could go in and then come back and then give it to me.
I didn't do that either.
No, definitely would never do that. It was so nice, and so many people who just said, who just bought us a drink or just said thanks or just hung out. It was so nice, and so nice to put faces to names as well. You know,
yeah,
and,
always great. It is. It makes it, doesn't it? That's what we do it for, I think.
Absolutely, and we had basically the outside of the Fox. Really, it was just everybody. It was everywhere you turned, there was somebody you knew. It was absolutely great, and so many people. Oh, a little shout out to Jib Jebs.
Yeah, he was there.
He did the most the best illustration of what you've got to do at one of these events. I saw a man on the other side of the road to the Fox. There's like a very slow road just outside the Fox. And I saw a man on the other side of the road. I think caught my eye because he was sort of looking quite intently. And you could just see the moment where it switched. And this man was coming over the fucking road. And he went, and he just went for it. And he was in. And he was welcomed in. And it was really, really good. It was so great to see him. And obviously he won the tickets last week. And it was brilliant to see the actual illustration of somebody go and coming over the road. It was fucking brilliant.
And then within 30 seconds, he's relaxed and
it makes a massive
lot of time.
Yeah. And as Rick said, the reason we do what we do is because we're just the community and people who come up and say hi. That makes the whole thing worth it. And people wearing t-shirts, iOS t-shirts, was fucking brilliant.
A few of those. Yeah, it was good. That was good. There wasn't actually enough time on Saturday to talk to everyone. Like other people popping up in chat now. Barely spoke to Matt, barely spoke to Max. It's just, good times.
Yeah.
Really
absolutely good. I know somebody said they'd got a load of Boba's Bounty in their fridge and I could buy it off them, but I can't remember who it was. So if anyone can remember who that was, that'd be great. Because I want to buy it.
Who bought us a beer inside when we were talking to Tony, Rick? Was it Mick?
Do you know what? I don't even think he introduced himself.
Oh,
it was.
Just bought me and Rick a couple of beers. Really nice chap.
Yeah, and thanked us for doing the show. It's like so sweet. It was great. It was really nice.
James is just ticking off beers, going, I'm fucking having.
You missed out on free beers, James.
Free beers. It was
You're
really,
the
really
sweetest of all beers on the free beer.
Oh, Bob Clark as well. I've got Bob's just there saying thanks for the tickets. We did see Bob. It was great. Oh, it's Eddie who's got the bovers. Yeah, still going to have that 18 milligram bovers. It's been in the fridge for.
And that wooden mod isn't stab wood. It is actually a hardwood. Eddie, I'll correct myself there.
Yeah, it was anyway awesome, and was the reason I have been totally fucked for the entire week. Was that and the planes landing outside? Am I doing the last bit or something else?
Yes. Go on, you do it, John.
Come on, John.
Okay, because you already
roll straight into buy.
Yeah, I will. We'll roll straight into that. The last thing we've got to say is congratulations to Bradley Bob and Mrs. Bradley Bob, who had a little girl today at about 4 o'clock. That is actually the reason he's not on the show. And we thought it was funnier to say he was deported. He agreed that it was funny to say he'd been deported. But we do know that Mrs. Bradley Bob has now announced the baby. So congratulations from all of us, Bradley. Obviously, we've already said that to you today. But yeah, we love you, man. And it's so awesome.
Right.
Mum and babe are both happy and healthy. And Brad is now Brad the dad, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. Congrats, mate.
Yeah, congrats, Brad. Beautiful Bobs. Lovely, lovely, lovely.
Right. And on that fun-filled note, thank you very much for watching. And we shall see you next Thursday.
Good night. Oh, subscribe.
Hit the button.
Smash that like button.
Smash the dislike button.
Thumbs down. Thumbs up. Thumbs down.
We know who's pressed it and who's not pressed it. Just bear that in mind. We literally know.
We know.
So
we
save yourself.
know.
Save yourself any kind of problems. Just press it right now. Bye.